Alright, hello and welcome back to another Homegrown Challenge Blue Jays episode here. And I just want to start this one off because I made a little bit of a mistake in the last video during the draft. And that will not happen again, I promise you. But Tomas Valanciunas actually, as you can see here, if you look at his history, did not get signed by the Cincinnati Reds. So he will be back up in the 2027 draft as a pitcher. So I'll be looking out for him in 2027. He went to the University of Virginia, and if he develops a little bit, his stuff there, especially his stuff, then I might be more lenient here to pick him up once again. Maybe not as high in the second round, but we'll see. How he develops, and I'll keep tabs on Tomas Valanciunas. Here is our short list of top prospects. Jorge Barbosa, who we just signed an international amateur free agency. Nelson Moreno, Mark Barnard, David Guerrero, and Connor Schaus are currently our top prospects right here. We currently don't have anybody in the top 100 of prospects, but I think that will change once Jorge Barbosa gets on more people's boards with his 6 different pitch mix. And a bit of sad news, Braylon Doughty retiring. I still am a little shocked at that. I haven't seen that in my test runs, that's for sure. Doughty, amazing. Going to play some basketball, so not much we can do about that. As I put this into full screen, but yeah, we advance further on. We're about to hit spring training, and we'll see the first little bit of play for our young players in rookie ball, and I'll show you that. I sent one of our players to High A, Alan Espinal. He was basically the only guy I ended up taking who was 20, 22 or older, and I'm starting him off in High A. I picked him because his personality, and maybe he'll give us some good quality minutes here at catcher earlier on. And I guess one other person I should bring up, we have a couple of relieving pitchers, 2.5 stars. Wilson Morales, one of them. If we just sort by this, Wilson Morales was the main one. Could be a starter too, as I mentioned earlier, if we could get himself a third pitch. But we look around and we see some other names who are quality players. These two, Toru Hirata and Young Myung Kim, also going to be on the Blue Jays active roster come spring training. So I'll see you guys then. So here we are. Here's the roster we're going to be sending to spring training. A lot of the same guys we had last year. And then also the preseason predictions. Where does the MLB see us landing? How many wins? Last year we finished with 5. This year we are moving up to 4. 4 projected wins. I expect to see a little more than that. Our ERA still above 7, way above 7. Batting average way below 2. Jesus. Lots of strikeouts. So it's going to be another tough year as we continue to build up our minor league system. Well, a bit of injury news here coming out of spring training. Juan Lozano and Jesus Alvarado both out for about 4 months here, and they're going to be sent on the long-term IL. And that's honestly, if we're going to have injuries, now's the time to have them, as we just moved into March here. We do have a win in spring training, though, so I think it is going to be better than maybe some of us expect. So we are at opening day here in the MLB, your Toronto Blue Jays. This is what our active roster is going to be looking like. Let me quickly set up the pitching. There's our staff. Here's our bullpen. Dae-Ki Kim, one of our signings, going to be starting here in our rotation, and we'll have Wilson Morales and Young Myung Kim here as our top relievers. Young Myung Kim as our closer, and our batting lineup, really nobody here. We have the one shortstop we picked up. Maybe he's not playing shortstop anymore. Edwin Figuera? No, it wasn't him. Well, it doesn't really matter to me. Anyway, Here's our depth charts and lineups. And this is the squad we're going to be rolling out for 2025. Your 2025 Toronto Blue Jays preseason predictions. We're now up to 8 wins. So we're looking for double digits this year. And yeah, this is our organization, how we're rocking it this year. Our expectation is to be above 500. I doubt we'll be above 5. I mean, we should play 500. I doubt we'll play 500. But some good news on the top minor league systems report. Toronto Blue Jays, Jorge Barbosa, the 7th ranked prospect in the MLB. He's going to be a good one. It's going to take a while, but you know, I think we made the right choice. If we look at the top 10 here, out of all the players, is Esquivel Medina may have been a better pickup for international amateur free agency, but you know, I'm happy with Barbosa with this 6-pitch mix. I'm gonna be mentioning that for a long time. This year, it only took to our 5th game for us to get a win. Toronto Blue Jays, we are 1-11 now, but we started out 1-4, our best record. Matsumoto, who was one of the guy I was mentioning, who was a real player that we picked up in free agency. He's playing well, and it was a sacrifice fly to win it here for your Blue Jays in the bottom of the 9th. Another comeback for the Blue Jays as their first win of the season. Just 5 games in this year. This is your 2025 draft pool. As I mentioned, this is probably the worst draft that we're going to see. This is who Drew Toussaint likes in this draft. A couple of old, college bats we might be looking at number 7. We'll probably get one of them to fall to us. The OSA rankings have a couple of higher players, but only average scouting. Toussaint, very high. This is what we're looking at for 2025. The mock draft has us taking Seth Hernandez. Actually, we're picking 10th because of a comp pick here, a comp pick there, comp pick there. We're only picking up here at 10th. So hopefully somebody will fall to us in that spot. It's really unfortunate we didn't win some sort of pick there. The Guardians have 2 top picks in this draft, the top 2 picks. So we'll have to see. It's a poor draft, but it's going to be the worst one that we see ever. Well, we are here with a player development update. We are 2-27 on May 1st, and it's not the greatest. A lot of players dropping potential. Even though their stats are going up, their potential's dropping, which means some scouting, maybe a little bit of scouting wrong at a certain point. And, it's not going to be easy. A lot of these players aren't going to develop, but the players that do, we need to make sure we keep a hold of. And, the players that will develop are the ones, high up on these rankings right here. So Ryan Sloan, Barnhard, Barbosa, for sure, are players we're looking at who are going to develop really well. Moreno, I'm still pretty high on. My point is, nobody said it was going to be easy, but we are starting this season just a little bit better with a higher budget and all of that. With the drop ticket price about 40%, still struggling to reach 10,000 people here at the Rogers Center. And I think it's time for a bit of a new overview. We are 2-41. Not really anybody's been playing well. Brendan Bailey has had a decent year to start. Still going to be looking for a negative WAR season. Our relievers, Young Min Kim with a good year. That's really solid stuff. He'll probably be our all-star if we have one. Wilson Morales as well, having a good year. Cole Dunseng, can't really pronounce that, but he's been fine. These have been our top guys. Daiki Kim, also a positive WAR guy. As we look here, we're worse in stolen bases than last year. We're worse in base running, worse in errors, but 2 wins. I guess we're slightly better than last year, but it's still lots of a struggle. Matsumoto, the only player here who's batting anything above 200. It's been a struggle, but we look here. We are at the All-Star All-Star Game voting, and we're going to keep chugging along. Nobody said it was going to be easy, but we're going to find a way. And another injury casualty, a couple actually. Yuris Ramirez, but he's not really important. Hiroshi Matsumoto, our one player who's been hitting somewhat decently, out for 2 to 3 weeks. The hits keep on coming, but we do have our third win on the season. Here we are on June 16th. We are now 5-66, so we are looking on pace to get back to our 10-win goal. Still no pitcher with a win. Still struggling in everything except for base running. But Young Min Kim, if he's not our all-star, I don't know who is. He's been dominant for us. Wilson Rouse has been fine. 3 saves for him already. And the Toronto FCL Blue Jays have not been a disgrace. Dunedin Blue Jays yet to get a win, but the Toronto FCL Blue Jays have, a respectable enough record here. And that's what you're looking for. We're looking for this to become good, and then this spreads up here, and then it goes bottom. It's the reverse of trickle down economics, trickle up economics here for your Toronto Blue Jays, and that's what we're looking at here with our June check-in. Mid-season check-in here. We have a couple of expiring personnel, but let's see what Edward Rogers III thinks of us so far. Fans are showing up to games. We're increasing that because we decreased how much it costs to come. Team record, not going to be happy about that. Jorge Barbosa, they are happy about him. We need to continue to build our farm, improve our fan interest. Lots of expiring personnel. I'm going to see who I want to hire back as we, Barbosa's still at 8 here. Still our only guy in the top 100. But, we're slowly building ourselves up. And I'll see you guys at the draft. We are here at the first-year player draft. A couple of player development news. A couple of players going up. Peter Hans. A couple of players going down. Mark Barnhard, unfortunate. But Connor Schaus still going down. Frank Ramirez going up. So, just a little bit of that if you want to check that out. But here we are, the first-year player draft for 2025. We have the 10th pick in this draft. Might as well start it up. Here is who, we've really dropped off all pitchers here. All players. This is what we're looking at. Drew Toussaint feels as good players here for us to pick up. Basically, you're looking at the future of the Blue Jays, and we're going to auto-draft until our pick, and I'll tell you who we've got at that point. Well, there's only one 3-star player left. Solidarian in any setting. He can bat a little bit as well. It's Cruz Schoolcraft. He's a left-handed pitcher. Here are his pitches as well. Good stamina. He's neutral. He's going to be the pick here. 6'8" is something that really jumps out. Cruz Schoolcraft, lefty, starting pitcher, 6'8". Your first pick in this draft. Meet demand. The pick here is going to be Everett Johnson, 5'9" center fielder, bats left, just turned 19. He's got good good avoid Ks. His power needs to work on, but his eye is good. I love the eye from him. He's a clubhouse leader with a keen sense for the game from Wayne County Day High School. Everett Johnson, welcome to the Blue Jays. And the pick here is going to be an IMG Academy graduate, Sean Gamble. He's a lefty batting, shortstop, good personality here, and good contact future. Needs to up the power, but decent eye, gap power, avoid Ks, can play defense really well. The next pick is Jackson Peavy. He's another lefty. As you probably can tell by this point, I am a left-handed person. I am a big fan of lefties. I think they're really useful, and Jackson Peavy is going to be another lefty pitcher for us here. Fastball, curveball, changeup. Student of the game, bust his tail. That's what I love to see there. Some good stuff, some great movement for his age. Jackson Peavy, another lefty here for you in the 5th round now. I think it's going to be Jackson Miller. Keeps up with his peers. He's 50 and everything. He's 30 and everything. A good defender. He's just got great potential here for the position that we're at. Jackson Miller, now the pick. and I'm going to be joining you after the draft with all the other picks that we have made. So here are our picks and what I sent them amount of money. I'm sending Sean Gamble, who's not even that great of a player. He's got good personality, I guess you could say. Sending Sean Gamble $10 million. Everybody else getting what they want. And if we just look here, this is our transaction history. Here's everybody I picked. And now I'm going to be looking at some of our rookie ball players and seeing which ones have played well enough to deserve a call up into A ball. So the only players who have been sent up Carson Dorsey from the previous draft from rookie ball. Carson Dorsey, who's 3 ERA. Chris Maldonado, who's been slugging, absolutely slugging in rookie ball. Chris Maldonado gets up. Cade McGee, he's been playing well enough to be sent back up. Blaine Rowland, 2 ERA in 30 innings. And then Yoel Tejeda Jr. as well getting sent up because he's 22, basically. It's about time. He's got good star rating overall. He got injured, so I'm going to just send him up anyway. And yeah, everybody else is going to stay another year in rookie ball, and I'll check in on these guys once I'm able to. So that's going to do it for the draft and the player movements. So we are at the All-Star game, and your Toronto Blue Jays All-Star, Wilson Morales. He's had a decent enough year, I guess, where he'll get it. Only 50 innings pitched, but as a reliever, that's, where he's going to be at. And Wilson Morales, your first Blue Jays All-Star and your only Blue Jays All-Star here in the bullpen. And All-Star prospects. We'll see if we have any Blue Jays in here. Nothing. Ryan Sloan, your All-Star here. He's been fine. I didn't think he was worth a call-up in rookie ball, but next year I think he'll definitely be there. We are at the trade deadline. We are 6-102. Here is our stats for all of our players, our stats for our team. We are better than last year. All of our minor league system teams do have wins. This is where we're at. Matsumoto, our only batter. Daiki Kim, our only starter. Wilson Morales and Young Myung Kim. And I guess Cole Dwunstring, if I can even say his name. Jesus Alvarado. Some nice relievers we've got there that we picked up, but nice as in their replacement level. And still yet to get a win from a pitcher on the season. We're 6-102, and we're going to keep chugging along here through this season. So we are at roster expansion. I've just sent up our 2 guys. We're at 28. Here our record is 7-130. We're still 3 wins away. I don't think we're going to reach it. Sorry about that. We are not going to reach our 10-win goal, but we can still hope and pray. Here are our minor league system, and we chug. We continue to chug. I'll see you guys once the regular season ends. So the season is over as I'm joining you here. Or actually, it's not over. Maybe it is. Sorry. We finished 8-154. Some of our best performing players, Hiroshi Matsumoto, still a -2 WAR player, so that's the type of player we're getting here from international free agency as our best hitter. He's not that good. Everybody else way below 200 average. Our starting pitchers, Daiki Kim, -1 WAR player. If we look at some of our other pitchers, we've got going on AJ Lee. Just played a couple of games because he wasn't even a pitcher. And so this is sort of where we're sitting at with our players. Young Myung Kim was by far our best closer here. He actually started a couple of games. Or maybe that's just his win-loss. I don't think he actually started any games. But he finished with 46, around 50 innings pitched with a good ERA plus, solid WAR. He's not a negative player. A lot of relievers. Our bullpen still was poor, even with that. Wilson Morales had a rough second half of the season. Base running was still our calling card here in Toronto. But an improvement of 3 wins and, a better beefed up system as we continue to roll on, as I always say. And yeah, this has been your 2025 Toronto Blue Jays. Once again, just absolutely making a mockery of this division graph. Making a mockery of this division graph. As we finish out here, this is our player development. Jorge Barbosa, by far our best player. Next season, the draft, will be able to get some real star talent, though. Hopefully we actually get a top pick. We win something in the lottery here, but who knows? So I'll see you guys at the International Free Agency Showcase. Here are the players I'm looking at for international private training, and Drew Toussaint's going to be looking at for our practices. Ismael Morales looks like the best player so far, but very low scouting, so I'm sure that's going to change as we get some reports out on these players. And that's basically all I need to tell you here. A couple of retirements from Buffalo Bisons and Blue Jays. This is when we sort of are going to run out of players in our roster a little bit, but before we beef up with all of our new additions. So it's going to be, the next 2 years are going to be a little touch and go with that. As we finished our second season already, we're really blown by. So the St. Louis Cardinals are the World Series champions. We've completed an owner goal, find a top prospect. Season is over. Once again, a score of 1, 13th minor league system. Chemistry is feuding. We're growing. We're growing. We're trying. As we look at some new news coming in here, fan loyalty drops to poor. It's going to influence our budget. So that's unfortunate. New budget has increased. 250. This is probably where we're going to be around for the next couple of seasons until we get some winning going on here. Blue Jays players retiring. Review of season goals. Find Jorge Barbosa. Some new ones. Play close to 500 ball. Improve on-base percentage. Increase attendance. Build a top 6 minor league system. Improve chemistry, fan interest, and build a team that can bring a championship in the next 4 seasons. Buck Showalter is retired, so manager here with the Blue Jays. Some scouting completed. Top prospects list here. As we finished 13th, it's still only Jorge Barbosa, but Barbosa is now up to 5th top rated prospect. So he's really getting up there. Ezekiel Medina still looking like the best from that class, but he's, a tight second there. And development, arbitration, that's going to do it for this little section here. I got to find a new bench coach here. Buck Showalter only coaching 2 years for us and getting a total of 13 wins. Our replacement for Buck Showalter is going to be Miguel Centena. He is manager style conventional, outstanding development, good mechanics, aging. We don't have any aging players. Teach hitting, teach pitching, legendary. I think he's going to be a great addition as a bench coach here for the Blue Jays. And just a couple more. I guess that's it, actually. Nobody else retired. And so we chug along. Our first real positive player we found here in free agency, it's Luis Medina, who could be a starter with this 3-pitch mix, although it's all fastballs, so maybe not. He's shown as a reliever, has just enough stamina to be able to be a starter. He's durable. Contract demand is quite high. I'd like to lower that a little bit. I want to see if I can come in here with $5 million a year and see what he says. He wants me to lower it a little bit. I'm going to wait until I have a accepted offer for Luis Medina. This is the offer I sent to Medina. It's, a little rich for my liking, but to get a starting pitcher of his caliber, I think it's a worthwhile proposition for $10 million a year. And I'm going to submit that off to Medina. This is the offer I'm sending to Chetum. Here, a left-handed reliever. That's his stats right here. Fastball, slider. That's his stuff. Really high stuff. I like that from him. Just another reliever for us to add to the bullpen. We're going to have a good bullpen. This is the offer I'm sending to Young Greyhound He. 32 years old. I'm going to be paying him until he's 37. But $18 million a year, I think, is worth it for a player who is, 4.5 stars, really strong defensive shortstop, and he's gonna keep that up for quite a while. And so that's my offer for the lefty shortstop Ki Young Hee. I'll let you know how these negotiations go. Luis Medina has signed his contract, which is $7.5 million for, I think, 4 years. Medina, your newest Blue Jay, and I'm hoping to be able to turn him into a starting pitcher. Let's see if I can set position, starting pitcher. Look at that. A great signing here for your Blue Jays. Here are your lottery results. We had the first odds, and we've fallen to 6. So that's where we're going to be picking in the 2026 MLB draft. The salary here for Ki Young Hee is just, it's gotten a little too out of control for me, and I'm going to let him go. I think the Mets are going to sign him up, and he's not worth it, especially because we're just going to be bad for as long as he's in town. So I'm going to move off of him. Rule 5 draft is here, and I didn't have to really do anything, so I'm just going to let this go with, okay, hopefully this has been capturing my mic, but yeah, I'm just going to, that would really suck. I'm going to let the Rule 5 draft here end as it did. I'm not going to sign anybody up. I'm not going to pick anybody, obviously. It's the Rule 5 draft is what I always do. Here we are at International Amateur Free Agency, and here are our top available players. I'm going to take a look at some of them and see who I find interesting enough to take. I've also decided to back away from Chetum here. His, let me see, his contract demand is just a little too high for my liking. He's also a 32, late 30s, mid 30s. I'm just going to, let him be and not sign him. So we've finished all of that here. Preseason begins, but we are still looking out for our international amateur free agents. Our first signing here is going to be Juan Ledesma. I love the personality, very smart. Work ethic should help his development. He really needs to work on his contact, his BABIP, before he's actually able to play in some rookie ball, and his fielding for that matter. But our head scout really, really liked him, and that's why we're going to take him here. We still have a little bit of money left over, so we're going to be able to pick up some more batters, pitchers with him. He's got good power, potential, eye, contact, good potential everywhere, basically. Our second and, probably final, I have a little bit of money, like $100K to play with. I'll probably keep in the back pocket. But it's Luis Anaya here from the Dominican, left-handed reliever. Decent personality, extreme ground ball, 4 stars of potential, good stuff. If we can develop, his stamina's not going to get any better. So this is going to be a future reliever for us here from the Dominican. And that is going to do it. It is February 14th. We are a couple days away, 5 days away from spring training, and this is where I'm going to leave you guys for this second season. It's another tough year. We've improved by 3 wins, and we've signed some guys who I think are going to help us continue growing in that win department. Draft could have gone a little bit better with a higher pick, and so could have, this season. But we continue to keep the ball rolling and grow our prospect pool as, we continue for the future, looking on to the future. And I'm happy. I think we're in a better spot today than we were last year. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next year.